Hey, so I just finished a class with a student, and they were going through a sequence and having trouble remembering it. And when they got to the I'm not sure what's next point, which happened a few times, they kind of stopped doing the sequence and, thought about it, scratched their head, asked me for a hint, that sort of thing. And if we can generally agree that doing more repetitions of these healthy practices are going to benefit us. More practice equals more benefit, which is a broad brushstroke. Ooh, brushstrokes. Let's just consider that. Continuing to practice is better than stalling and stopping and hemming and hawing and going into your brain and then maybe your emotions about that, like your frustrations and stuff. So the advice is you're going through the repetitions and you're doing move number 2. And you're not sure what move number 3 is. Don't stop move number 2 and shift into your thinking, frustrated, confused, annoyed, considering that you're getting old and your memory isn't what it was mode. And just keep doing number 2. Keep doing number 2. And check your memory banks, see if you can figure out what number 3 is. And presuming you remember what number 3 is, then smoothly transition to number 3 from number 2. That smoothness, like the repetition, we can generally agree is likely to be sought after, preferred, healthy, beneficial. And when we stop to figure out what's next, we shift modes. We lose the smoothness that we had from doing 1 and 2 of our Qigong or our Tai Chi practice. And if I'm doing 1 and 2 and I can't remember 3, but I have a feeling I will be able to remember it, keep doing number 2 until you do remember 3. And if you don't at some point, then you stop and you get advice, or you stop for the day until you get to your next class. If you're doing 1 and 2 and you realize you don't know number 3 and you really don't think you're going to remember it, just do as many number 2 as you think is appropriate and then go check your notes. And when you come back to it, start with number 3 or start with 1, 2, having recently refreshed yourself through your notes, see if you can proceed on to 3. So if you think you might be able to remember it, stay with what you are. Keep the smoothness of doing that practice. Add the repetitions and see if you remember what comes next. And if you don't, no judgment, no big deal. It happens to everybody. But we don't need to make less enjoyable, less efficient, less practical our practice by coming out of our practice just in service of figuring out what's next, because that's very important to my mind. So